What's up, everybody? Andrew Mahone here with Tricky Jim. Going to be playing a game on TCG today, and today I'm rocking one of my favorite decks from last format that just didn't, unfortunately, have a power level to compete with the best meta decks. Was Greninja GX. Just one of my favorite decks to play. I think this deck is a lot of fun. One of the major things holding it back last format was Parallel City, just that annoying limiting your bench to 3. Greninja wants to have a huge bench. Greninja really wants to flex out, get as many Froakie and Frogadier into play turn 1 as possible. And now that Parallel City is no longer in standard format, I think that Greninja could potentially get all of that done. Playing a high count of Tapu Koko promo in this list as well. I think Tapu Koko is just a great addition to Greninja's arsenal. Being able to flying flip and kind of just spread damage everywhere. One of my favorite parts about the Greninja deck is that you don't really have to have a Pokemon GX in play until you are ready to Haze Slash. So that is very, very good. Now, this opening hand, obviously, I can't really Lily here, so we're just going to start off with a turn 1 Cynthia. But as I was saying, I think that, let's see, we got Acrobike, we got double colorless energy. Let's just Acrobike, see what we get ourselves into here. A Lele, please. And then we are just going to probably attach here. And the reason that we're not just going in and attaching the double colorless energy to the Koko, because I don't know, you never know if your opponent's going to get maybe a Lele with a DC in the active and just start swinging away at our Tapu Koko or something. I don't want him to really take any more damage than he has to turn 1. So we're just going to leave it like this. But I think like non-EX, non-GX decks are very good. And now I'm like wishing that I had put the double colorless energy on the Koko. Also, you never know if your opponent's going to play Enhanced Hammer, things like that. So usually I wait on things like DCE. You don't want to just slap it down turn 1 without attacking. Then have your opponent just, just remove it. So that's kind of annoying. Let's, my opponent's got like nothing going on here. So let's go ahead, and I can't attach the water. That doesn't really make any sense. Doing 20 damage is not worth it. Let's just Cynthia and hope we get like game here. That would be sick if I got like Lele DCE. We did get DCE, so we're doing 2-4. A rescue stretcher doesn't help. No, we are just short. So we didn't quite get it. That's fine. We could just go, and yes, we're going to do 20 damage there. And then we have to, unfortunately, just flying flip for not quite enough. But that's fine. My opponent is off to a pretty rough start, and I should be able to do some things this next turn, so long as my opponent doesn't have a crazy turn 2, like Rare Candy, Guardy, Cynthia, Fairy, then, things could be looking kind of sketch here. We can see how much a early judge can really derail either you or your opponent. It's just a very, very strong card, Shuffle Draw 4, in a format where there's just not a lot of very strong draw options. It really can hamper both decks early and bring any game to a screeching halt if played early enough. So I think non-EX, non-GX decks very well poised right now. They should do very well, and the reason why I say that is because I think Shrine of Punishment decks, as shown at the World Championships, are just really good right now. They're very low maintenance, just playing all non-EX, non-GX Pokemon. A lot of decks are relying very heavily on Pokemon GX, and there just aren't a ton of very strong non-EX, non-GX Pokemon out there. So, most decks are not built to handle non-GX Pokemon. I think early on in this standard format, we will see decks really kind of lean towards wanting to play heavy Pokemon GX counts. So I think early on, snipe decks that play another judge. Here we go. I think snipe decks that play maybe limited amounts of Pokemon GX really will have an advantage on the rest of the crowd. And part of the reason that I say that is just because they can trade favorably. They have Shrine of Punishment, which is just an insane card. And what I've found in my early testing so far is that since decks have weaker draw engines, their ability to find the cards that counter Shrine of Punishment, their counter stadiums and their field blowers, are just harder to find than they used to be. So Shrine of Punishment is just a card that sticks like way longer than it used to. So I think any deck that can either abuse Shrine of Punishment or just really not care about Shrine of Punishment is going to be well positioned headed in to this early format. I think Shrine is just a super, maybe even underrated card right now because of how good it is. It's just that good. I think Shrine of Punishment is very much a format defining card. So let's see, my opponent is going in with their magical ribbon there, searching for 3 cards to help set their deck up. But that Ralts is going to be a goner. Got a sick top deck in the form of that Brooklet Hill there, allow me to get another Froakie into play. Then I can also, let's see, it's actually interesting. I've been thinking about this, like the kind of ordering here. Like I probably should be like acro biking first, or I probably should be playing Tate and Liza first before I Brooklet Hill, because if my goal is to get 2 Froakies into play, I have a higher chance of drawing one. But then maybe I want to just like hit better draw cards off the Tate and Liza, or the better draw cards off of the acro bike. It's kind of like an interesting dynamic there. I think my goal here is to hit like a Greninja and some other things though, so I'm not really worried about that. But just know that that is something that I'm thinking about, and I'm not really sure yet. I haven't quite figured it out. So we're thinking here. I don't know. I think I don't want that yet, though I can't really use the Aqua Patch yet either. So we're just gonna grab that, shove that into the deck, and then let's just, no point in using Escape Rope. Let's just shuffle draw 5. I am like dreading the day where I click the wrong side of Tate and Liza and just am really regretting it. Really don't want that to happen. So let's just slam this down. I have the ability to go get like Lele, I guess. So I should probably save this Ultra Ball in case I want to go get Lele. And then I can put the water energy onto this Frogadier, and I never know what I'm going to hit off of the prize here. Now I could have spread the water out, maybe put it on a Froakie or something, but I think I want to just start stacking on the Frogadier. I think that like feels better, just so that I have a more consistent out to attack with Greninja GX next turn. And I have some options as to what I could do. I could potentially, oh, my opponent got a Diantha, playing that, allow them to get 2 cards out of their deck. So they are going to be able to get pretty much, they just have been able to get whatever they wanted out of their deck. They Magical Ribbon, then they Diantha. They could just get like whatever they want out of their deck or discard pile, right? So that's pretty cool. But again, and then they're just going to go in with Fairy Wind. So pretty strong turn there from my opponent. Now, I can knock them out with Greninja GX, though, and we got a Lily. So that is really amazing here. I think we do want to Brooklet Hill first. Let's get that. I got 1 Greninja in deck. That's very good. I guess I kind of more or less just have to Ultra Ball away this Choice Band, but that's fine. Even though, I mean, it would be ideal to just draw a different energy, but I think I kind of have to just do that. So let's just Ultra Ball here. We're going to get that Greninja, and now we can put 30 damage onto my opponent's active. I am just short of knocking them out. Yeah, I'm just short now, so I do need to get a Frogadier, but I bet I'm going to get a Frogadier on this thing. I think I should be cool. So let's do that, and let's Lily. We just need 1 Frogadier to make it happen, and oh boy, did we miss. Okay, looks like we missed. So that is suboptimal. Definitely suboptimal. Oh, interesting, actually. I can GX this thing to knock it out. So that's a crazy play. That's something that we can do with Escape Rope. Not exactly sure the Nest Ball is needed. I haven't had any problems getting my basic Pokemon out into play. It's there kind of just in case. I think I'm playing a 1 of right now, and only 1 Timer Ball too. So maybe I switch it to just 2 Timer Balls. Maybe that's what we end up doing here. Because now that Nest Ball is just a completely dead card now that I'm like set up. So let's just Shadowy Hunter GX and let's knock out that Sylveon. Let's just get that thing out of there. So that's pretty cool. Love that. Escape Rope is like one of my favorite cards in format right now. It's just so good. There's my 1 Timer Ball. Maybe I can use that to help set up next turn. The rough thing would be if my opponent is able to kind of stabilize and get a huge Guardy this turn. That would be horrible. They would be doing 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. They would need like a 3 energy Gardevoir with a Choice Band. If they can get a 3 energy Gardevoir with a Choice Band, then this Greninja is a goner. That or a 4 energy Gardevoir. Well, first of all, here is the Guardy. So let's see Do they have it like that? That would be, here's the secret spring. Now all they need is a DCE and a choice band. They got the DCE. Oh my goodness. And the supportive return is Tate and Liza. They shuffle draw 5. Oh my gosh. Oh, tell me it. There it is. They got it. Oh, they were really sitting on it like that. That is depressing, not gonna lie. I didn't really think that they were gonna tee off and have absolutely the juice in their hand, but that's fine. We can recover from this. I am not worried. All right, so let's see, how many double colorless energy do we have in the deck? We have 2 DCEs in the deck. That's fine. I guess I could have. I kind of messed that up. That's fine because we can just play through our deck this way here. Let's shuffle a Pokemon from our discard pile into the deck. Let's put all these guys back into the deck here. Let's do that. I was gonna say then I could have Brooklet Hilled, I guess, but I kind of need to play my Lele, unfortunately, so I can't really afford to do that stuff. Let's just Timer Ball, see how many of those we hit. 0. Oh goodness. Okay. So now let's do this. I should have Nest Balled, failed. Yeah, probably should have done that. That's fine. Let's just Cynthia. Okay. And now things are really, the floodgates are starting to pour out. That's not good. So let's see. I think ideally I want to hit like a flying flip or something. That'd be pretty sweet. So we have to hit we want to hit a DCE off of this. So, ooh. Yikes, there's some thunder out there, guys. Sorry about that. I'm going to play Cynthia here, and let's see. And if I draw that Nest Ball back, I'm going to feel super silly about that. We did not. We did not get any Acrobikes or anything else. So this is it. We're at the end of the line here, and I don't have an attack. So that's just not good. I do want to, I need to get myself a Frogadier here. I just kind of need to. So let's... oh, man. It's not good. All right, let's get Ultra Ball, and I think we kind of have to get rid of the Rescue Stretcher, Choice Band. All right, got to get rid of that. Got to get a Frogadier into play, and then we just got nothing. So if they have, like, Guzma, then I'm just in a world of pain here. That's not good. So there we go. We're going to snipe that, and then we're just going to say it's my opponent's turn. I want to save that Aqua Patch, see if I top deck anything else. You can see that our deck here is kind of struggling to draw just a little bit. I mean, I think maybe this is where the Octillery was just so good last format. You were able to just kind of keep hammering through your deck. Now we're just looking at things are, feeling a little rough. My opponent is easily going to be able to get that Frogadier there and knock it out, go down to 2 prizes. That's just like a horrible feeling situation. And now that I don't really have anything to threaten this Guardy, they're just going to be able to more or less just kind of run me over. I wasn't able to get my Frogadiers early enough, and now that I have no Greninja GX in play, I really have nothing going on. So let's see here. We can Aqua Patch. I mean, we just got to hope my opponent doesn't knock out this. Really, they don't have a lot going on other than this active Guardy. So think I need to Rescue Stretcher. I think I need to put, Pokemon from, I just need to get that Frogadier real quick. I would love to throw that Greninja into the deck, but I just really can't. So let's just do this. We're going to snipe this thing here again. Then we are going to Aqua Patch to this Frogadier again. And then we just have to, I don't really have anything. I do have a Froakie. Okay, let's go get a Froakie. And then let's Lily for 5, see what we can do. Oh my gosh, you guys hear that thunder? That's like actually insane. So that's, that's like really loud. Pretty nuts. I mean, Flying Flip is like okay here. This Guardy is just like way too big. We really don't want to have to deal with it, but we just kind of have to. So let's do this guy again as well. And we just pretty much have to snipe. We just have to snipe the active. So let's see. If I don't attach this DCE, my opponent actually kind of has a harder time knocking out this. Has like a little bit of a harder time knocking out my guy. So I wonder if it's possible at all for me to just go like Greninja, and then Haze Slash next turn. I think that would get it. So I think if I actually just attach to my Frogadier and pop this thing for 20. Then I put it at 80. Then if my opponent knocks out my Frogadier, then I can go Greninja. Then it's at 80. That could be it. Kind of want to save this DC. So this puts me in like a weird spot because now I'm safe, right? Like my opponent can't knock out my way to get a Greninja GX into play. Like I can get a Greninja GX into play no matter what next turn. So that's important. And so long as they don't get like another gigantic Gardevoir set up that can like easily knock out a Greninja, I could potentially do something here. So let's see what all they get. They're going to start powering up this Curlia, but if they just need to like not have a Guardy, like please don't have a Guardy. Okay, so they're going to knock this thing out. Now I need them to not have Guzma. I need them to like not have the answer here to everything that I've got going on because I have to make some dreams happen. That's just what we got. So let's see here. Okay, we can do it, I think. So we can do a total of, 30 plus 110 is 140. 140 plus 80 is 220. I need to get the Greninja onto the active. And then I think I just play my entire hand down to just make it happen. I think, I don't even think that I Tate and Liza and like risk whiffing. I think I Ultra Ball away the Tate and Liza. And just hope that, because I would be devastated if I missed. So let's see, how many Aqua Patches? I have all 3 Aqua Patches in the discard pile. So I think I might have to kind of risk it here a little bit. I don't want to though. Let's see. If I then, how many waters do I have down? This is tight. Okay, I don't have a lot. I have waters to spare. I think we kind of have to go all in here and just Ultra Ball my entire hand away and hope that the prizes and the top deck make this all worth it. So let's see. We've got the Frogadier. Alrighty, we're going to do that there, and then we're going to hit this thing for 110 damage with Greninja GX. Can we make it happen? Oh my gosh. Hey, Slash, do not shuffle back into the deck, and hopefully my opponent cannot respond here, and I get to just run away with this game. We have Judge and Frogadier. Judge is very good for us. I am, however, just it's going to be tough for me to take these final prizes, especially if my opponent can crack me with a Guardy or something like that. They could, for all I know, have like a Diantha in hand and then just bring back the Guardy and the DCE and then just hit me for a ton of damage. Them promoting the Lele makes me think that either A, they don't have it, or B, they just have it. Like they have Ultra Ball Guzma and are going to knock out my Frogadier for game, which that would be so sad. Looks like they probably do, though. The fact that they have the Guardy and are promoting the Lele is saying they probably have Guzma for game. There's the DCE, 369, and Guzma. They got it. So close game there with Greninja GX. Unfortunately, I think maybe the power level of this deck is still just a little low. I do believe in this deck, though. Like, I think it has potential. It just fell a little short. We're going to roll one more game. All right. We're going to roll one more game. I think this deck is good. I think I missed some of the early Frogadiers there that I just had to get in play to continue applying pressure on my opponent's side of the field. So let's go ahead. Let's take that Nest Ball out of there. I don't think I need that Nest Ball. I think I'd rather have another Timer Ball. So let's do that. Nest Ball out, Timer Ball in, and that's what we got. I also, am I running 3 Acro Bike right now? I think I'd want another Acro Bike just to kind of speed things up. I don't think I need a 3rd choice band. I think I want a 4th Acro Bike. There we go. Okay, so we're doing that. That way, maybe we just hit things more often. All right, and let's go ahead and go one more game with Greninja GX. Come on. I've been testing a few games with it, and it's been drawing some straight fire lately. I think that game was more or less just weird, and my opponent just had, like, the absolute everything they needed to knock out that huge Greninja that I had built. Maybe if I just had trusted that I was going to draw into the double colorless energy and didn't stack that extra energy onto it, or if I just had a water energy to play instead of the DCE, so I didn't have to put 4 energies on my Greninja GX, this entire game would have been different. So I think that was a hard loss, but I think I'm not going to judge the deck based on that loss. I think that, obviously, I think this deck's got more to offer than that. So let's start out with this Tapu Koko again. I have been having some pretty fire starts with this deck, and I really like the Acro Bike in here as well. I'm glad I have a list back up to 4 Acro Bike. I think since the format is a little bit slower, since the format is a little bit slower, we could probably afford to just get our basics out with like Ultra Balls and Brooklet Hills and just do things that way. It's probably fine. Not really worried about it. Now, we could play Apricorn Maker in here. Apricorn Maker is a fine option. I've thought about it. I just, I think I'd rather just draw into like Brooklet Hills and stuff. Brooklet Hills help this deck set up perfectly. Now, we see my opponent going for the turn 1 fan club here. I wonder if they are playing my Rayquaza Vikavolt list that I showed off on the channel yesterday. That would be pretty cool. I really love that list. I think that the fan club is super good, and an early Tempest GX is just incredible. So let's see how this does. I really do like Escape Rope in combination with Greninja GX now that I'm like thinking about it, right? Some of these decks are playing Wishful Baton, and Wishful Baton does not work if they are on the bench. So I love that I can like push something to the bench with a Escape Rope, and then maybe go ahead and, let's see, I think we just want to go for a Cynthia here. Push something away with Escape Rope, and then go in and, they probably are going to like knock out this Koko next turn, which is like not what I want. I think I'm gonna just say that they probably do knock out this Tapu Koko. It's been a long day, can you guys tell? I just spent 7 hours teaching, and then I'm about to go to grad class later. Yikes! All right, we didn't get anything here, so let's just put a Water Energy. I'm gonna put a Water Energy on my guy there, and then I am going to completely mess with my opponent's strategy by escape roping this Ray out of the active, because I want them to have a harder time using Tempest GX. I assume that they're going to Tempest GX, so they probably have another energy in hand. Oh, they do not. Okay. I was going to say they probably have another energy in hand, in which case they would have promoted the Lele, just retreated it in Tempest, if that was the strategy they were relying on. Sometimes these Ray decks don't really have a starting supporter. They just, oh, there they go. They got the Cynthia. They just rely on using early Tempest GX, especially to get that Vikavolt into play. Putting Rayquaza in the active is just so good because of the discard draw 10 is just such a powerful setup option, and it almost always goes undisrupted now, especially since, decks just don't want to judge early. Like, I don't want to judge early. I'm still trying to get my own board set up. I only got one Froakie in play. I cannot afford to judge my opponent if they Tempest GX. So that's just a reality in the format. Tempest GX is insanely good, so any way you can try to disrupt your opponent from using Tempest GX is going to be a pretty valid play there. So this deck's going to be scary if it ever sets up. I need to start using Flying Flip. That'd be great. Also need to start finding Brooklet Hills, getting some Greninjas into play. That'd be fantastic. Looks like this is not my exact list here. This list has a Volkner in it, so pretty cool stuff there. I think Volkner is a fun option. Oh no, they have got it too. Okay, let's just throw my Lele into the active. I think that they're probably going to just Tempest. That's what I think is going on. So they are going to Tempest. And I'm fine with that, because then I can just like pop this thing with my Tapu Lele, 2 Water Energies, that's fine. And then I'll take and Liza and hopefully draw into some better setup cards. There we go. All right. We've got ourselves a Brooklet Hill. We're going to get another Water Energy there. And I am going to Field Blower my opponent. Get that out of there. So, very good. Tate and Liza, shuffle draw 5. I really, really don't want to ever mess that up, but I know I'm going to misclick that one of these days. Excellent. We also got ourselves a Frogadier, so that's very good. We're going to start being able to put some energy, some damage in play. Then I'm going to hit this thing for 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 10, which is good. Let's see, what else do we want here? I think I can't really afford to Ultra Ball away my Judge in that Water Energy. I got to wait and see what my top deck is. So we're just going to Energy Drive this thing. And unfortunately, my opponent is probably just going to set up here. Yep, they probably just got Rare Candy Vigavolt. Here we go. Set that thing up, and then this Tapu Lele is just going to be a goner. Unfortunately, the more I've got hands on the Greninja deck, I feel like maybe Shrine decks are just a little bit stronger. The ability to snipe with just a stadium card is like really, really, really good. So I think that that could just be the better form of snipe right now. I've also been attempting to build like Decidueye decks, and I think Decidueye decks are just really, really good in theory, but when you actually get to like playing it, they kind of stumble a little bit. They're just really hard to set up as well. I think the kind of lower maintenance decks are really going to thrive right now. And surprisingly enough, Rayquaza is more or less a lower maintenance deck, and it has that built-in Tempest GX, just making it a very self-sustaining archetype. And getting Vigavolt into play, like not even hard, really, especially with that Tempest. Very easy. Turn 1 Fan Club. You have a ton of outs to Fan Club. They're going to escape rope. They probably want to attack with a fresh Rayquaza, and I don't blame them. So I think that I'm going to send up my... I think I'm going to send up my Froakie, actually. I want them to knock out my Froakie for a couple of reasons. And they could knock out my Coco, but if they knock out Coco, then I like lose some energy in play because I have to promote this Lele here. I mean, it's just like, I think I'm doing that. I think I want the free retreat option so that I can just go in and maybe GX something. I think that's like just what I want to do. And I wanted to keep myself with the option to maybe use that Aqua Patch and then judge. Just have a free retreater. I wanted to promote the free retreater. So that was what we were thinking. Maybe I should have ditched the Coco there. Maybe I should have promoted that. But this is the option that we chose. So let's just go ahead, Brooklyn Hill. Let's get another one of these guys out. Now I can Ultra Ball away, Ultra Ball and water. See, this was my thought, is that just having the free retreat here will allow me to Aqua Patch, and then after I judge, I can kind of decide what I want to do from there. So that's kind of where I'm going with this. And let's see. So we're gonna hit for 30. I think I want to ideally hit this for 30 and then flying flip. So I think, yeah, that would be pretty much an ideal turn. And then we get to, if we hit a DCE, we would get to flying flip. But yeah, it's pretty much, yeah, wishful thinking. That's not going to happen. So we're going to go up here with our Lele, and we're just going to hit this guy for, you know, like 110 or something. We're just going to do that. That's pretty much all we got right now. And then since our hand is dead, we need to just energy drive, let my opponent knock out this Lele, and then we need to rescue stretcher the Lele back in order to continue drawing cards. So we are seeing some kind of common themes here with the Tapu Lele version, not the Tapu Lele, we're seeing some common themes here with the Greninja GX deck. Just it kind of stalls out, unfortunately. Octillery was just so good for this deck. I think Oranguru doesn't really replace it, unfortunately. As much as I wish Oranguru could pull that weight, it just doesn't really. And now we can see, oh my gosh, that's just horrible. Yeah, my opponent's got a knockout on my Greninja GX. Oh, geez, yeah. So now, like, we just lose. I don't think that it's, like, even possible for us to win. So that's, like, horrible, like, absolutely devastating. Like, we're just gonna get trashed by this deck now. So that's just awful. Okay, that's fine. Let's see here. We're gonna shuffle some things back into the deck. Shuffle 3 Pokemon from my discard pile. Yeah, we're gonna shuffle 1, 2, 3. Get those back into the deck. We are also going to Brooklyn Hill here. We're going to get ourselves a Froakie back out into play. Now, I think, oh, geez, yeah, we really want to knock out both of these Rays, but I just don't know how possible that is. I think we just have to hope that we pull something off the prizes here. So let's, oh yeah, we can just knock that. I forgot that we could just knock that out with the ability. So that's good. And then let's see where we go from there. Timer Ball and Tapu Koko. All right. So Timer Ball doesn't quite get us there, but I do get to see who my opponent will promote. They're going to promote this Lele. So I could put some damage into play with my own Tapu Lele. I could also just be a little bit conservative and kind of wait. Think I kind of have to hit it though. and then just hope that we can kind of respond. So that's just what we're gonna do. We're gonna Aqua Patch here to this Frogadier, and then I could pass. Let's see, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. They have a perfect knockout on my Lele, which is yikes. They definitely, and they have Vikavolt too, so they have more than a knockout on my Lele. They have whatever they want. So that's just like a major yikes. I think I kind of have to. Yeah, let's just do it. Let's just go in. Feel like that I'm just in a horrible spot, and I kind of have to continue being aggressive as I can. And yeah, the double Vikavolt is just like the nail in the coffin. There's just like nothing we could do. This is horrible. All right, I was like really thinking, I was drawing some like super hot flames with Greninja like earlier on in my testing, like which was off camera unfortunately. But now that I'm like out here in the trenches with Greninja, I think that this deck is just not the snipe deck to play. When you can't beat even like the Rayquaza Vikavolt deck, I mean they play like all GXs. This just should be like pretty good for us, but we can just see how much more aggressive their deck is than our deck. They could just take prizes on whatever they want all the time. Completely insane. I think Ray Vikavolt is like one of the heavy hitting decks to beat, you know, as far as one hit KO decks are concerned. This deck is absolutely phenomenal and is just very, very aggressive here. So let's see, if I could do 50 damage with Snipe if I hit both of these. That being said, I'm still not feeling good about the scenario. We have to hope that my opponent definitely does not have Guzma or any sort of, let's see, we have to Timer Ball. So let's Timer Ball. We have to hit like one of these. We hit both. All right, so we do get both of these guys. That's good. And then I do get to take a knockout just by using my abilities. So I actually can conceivably, I can win the game here if I just get a DCE off of my, actually do just win if I get DCE off of a supporter or my prizes or something. If I get, oh, we win. Oh, no. No way. They're going to be so salty. Oh, my gosh. We did it. Oh, I didn't realize that I'd prized 2 DCEs. That's pretty ridiculous. But, oh, my gosh. What an insane comeback. Okay, we did it. We did it. All right, so don't hate too much on Greninja GX yet. We were 1-1 there, but it felt bad. That felt really bad. That was insane. Just absolutely crazy. I actually think that the Greninja deck, you could see how we were just like on the edge of being like a very good deck there. I think like the Greninja just getting knocked out early there by the Guardy just made it a completely wash of a matchup, and we totally fell apart after that. And otherwise, I think the deck is strong. It does have options. It is pretty good, right? And then against the Ray deck, like we barely squeaked that one out. But to be fair, we did prize like 2 DCE. We were having kind of a hard time getting going there, but we had just put enough damage in play that we were able to win the game. Oh, I can't believe that. That is hilarious. 4 prize turn for the win. Absolutely insane. So this is the list. That's what I'm working with. I think it's still a work in progress. 4 Acrobike is supposed to help keep us from dead drawing there, and is also supposed to help us find our double colorless energies early. I think I really do like Lily in this deck, and I've been messing around with my supporter counts. 4 Cynthia is a no-brain starter there just for every deck that I'm building right now. But then, you know, some decks I'm playing 4 Lily. 3 Lily's fine as well. I really am thinking that I'm like preferring Lily over Tate and Liza in a lot of decks. Just the more I've been playing it, I like that you can kind of hold things with Lily and then just, you know, draw more additional cards. I really do like that. 1 Lele, maybe we need a second Lele in here, but this is where we're starting. It's just a starting place. So anyways, let me know, what do you guys think of Greninja GX in the comments below. I'm glad we were able to squeak that game out. That was pretty insane. Make sure to like the video, sub to the channel, ring that bell. Let me know, what are you guys testing back home for the beginning of standard format? Peace.